Hello, everyone. Welcome to Blaze and Spin's What If BattleBots podcast. Today, I'm joined with Silver, Clone, Finn, and Zaza. Uh, and actually, I'm not. This isn't my idea for once. This is actually Silver's idea. So, Silver, why don't you take the floor?
Thanks, Blaze. Appreciate you for having me on for this episode. So, today, our topic is going to be the World Championship 8 roster. As we're recording this, it has been nearly 4 years since World Championship 7 was filmed, and it's been a while. So why not have a little fun with the idea of what if? So, each of us have taken the World Championship 7 50 bot main roster, and each of us on our own have cut 10 bots and added it with 10 different bots. So, in this segment today, we're going to be talking about the bots that we cut from the roster. So, to preface, here's a spoiler warning. We will be openly discussing the publicly released fall face-offs. Those are the groups that what was it Hypershock won? Did Hypershock win that group?
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie won that group. Excuse me.
Great.
Sorry, it's been a long time. The group that Valkyrie won, that Scorpios won, that Jackpot won, and that Witch Doctor won. Additionally, we're going to line up openly discussing the Russian competition Bitva Robotov, and we'll also
Hell yeah.
be talking about the recent event Games of the Future, which was hosted over in Abu Dhabi about a month and a half ago as I'm recording this. So, with that out of the way, let's just get right into it. So, to begin, I'm going to quickly go through the bots that are unanimously returning on our roster, meaning that none of us called for this bot to be cut from the roster. All the top 8 bots are returning. So, that's our reigning champion Sawblaze, our runner up Huge, top 4 finishers Copperhead and Ribot, and top 8 finishers Minotaur, Witch Doctor, Riptide, and Hydra. Additionally,
Ooh.
Additionally, the top
Boo.
16 finishers Black Dragon, the former champion Endgame, Hypershock, Lockjaw, Mad Catter, Malice, Monsoon, and Whiplash are also returning. And then we've got top 32 finishers Beta, Blip, Bloodsport, Claw Viper, Cobalt, Deathroll, Jackpot, Lucky, Quantum, Ripperoni, Rotator, Shatter, Scorpios, and Switchback. Bots that missed out on the championship but are also unanimously returning. All of us believe that they deserve another shot. Are Banshee, the Champions Bracket winner, free shipping, Gigabyte, Mammoth, and Valkyrie. So, those are all the bots that are unanimously returning. So, let's get into what bots we believe shouldn't make it. Spin, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay. Okay. The first and I think most obvious cut to me was probably the worst performing international bot of the World Championship 7, which is Ominous. Um, so there's only a few international spots up for grabs because it's really expensive to ship bots overseas. And I think to be an international bot that stays, you have to stick out in some way. You have to be really liked by production or just perform well and bring something special. Ominous does not do any of that, I have to say. I like Ominous. I do find its fights, at least on the live scene, fairly entertaining. But it gave us one of the worst fights of the last season, and it
Yes.
really struggled to work or do much of note. And I think in terms of international bots, there's such a wide field of really interesting and powerful and entertaining robots that just almost just can't stack up to them.
Yes. I
Absolutely
100%
agree.
agree.
Yeah. All right. Blaze, who do you got for cutting?
Sorry. Give me a second.
Okay. Well, fun.
Sorry, my mom called me. All right, I did text her. I was in the middle of something.
That's staying in. That's staying in.
No, I'm cutting it. I have control
No,
over the
no.
edit.
We need to see the uncut Blaze.
Right. Spin, can
Yuck.
you do like a transition, like passing it on to Blaze?
All right, with Ominous unanimously agreed to be cut, let's move it on to Blaze and Horizon.
All right. All right. So Horizon, I felt like the thing with Horizon is that they have
It's bad.
another rope. I'm getting there, Cla. The thing with Horizon is that while it is an interesting design, the team has openly said that it is pretty expensive, and they also have a robot that they competed in, face-offs with in Calypso, which personally, I feel if they were to go back, if the team were to come back to, if the team were to be in BattleBots World Championship 8, right, they would run Calypso and not Horizon, because Calypso is obviously it's cheaper than Horizon. Horizon, from what I've heard, is stupidly expensive.
Yes.
While I like Horizon more than Calypso, to be clear, uh, I don't see a world where the team brings Calypso, doesn't bring Calypso over Horizon. That's really all I have to say about Horizon. Onto Silver with what, Overhaul, right?
Yeah. Overhaul. Oh man, overhaul. So this is a
Which is
bot
also
that's
bad.
been, which is also bad. This is a bot that's been in most seasons of the BattleBots reboot, but it peaked in World Championship 1. And it's kind of like, let that sink in. That was so long ago, and since then, it just has not performed well at all. There were glimmers of hope, sure. Like seeing Overhaul kind of like carry around Black Dragon in that Champions 1 fight kind of gave me hope. I was like, hey, maybe Overhaul can be like good. Maybe they can just get their stuff. And then season 7 happened. It was just a dumpster fire. I mean, it
What did he
had
get? Like one win? It was one win
one
against
win
Star Child, right?
Star
against
Child.
Star Child.
It
Yeah, which
lost to Doomba,
yeah,
for example.
yeah.
How the
Overhaul
fuck
goes
do you
on to
lose to
lose an
Doomba?
exhibition against Doomba. I mean, it gets absolutely squashed by Cobalt. It just like this just isn't a bot that deserves a spot anymore. If it had more glimmers of hope, I'd be more willing to give it a chance. But it's such an easy cut now, and I mean, oh well, it's one of the old. It's been around for such a long time, and you can see that it's just a dated design, really.
Was it ever a good design? Like
No.
Probably
realistically,
not.
was it ever actually not outdated?
No, probably not. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Overhaul. So I'm gonna pass it on to Zasa. Zasa, who did you cut from your roster?
Uh, well, I cut quite a few robots, uh, but I think that the one that most surprised me as not being unanimous uh, would probably be Glitch. I think you know they had a very impressive rookie run, but even in that, people could see a lot of weaknesses with the robot. It kind of stumbled into a lot of its wins, uh, and the majority of its impressive showings mostly involved other robots driving straight into its weapon and killing themselves. Uh, and
Rotator
then
run, beloved.
in season 7, people learned, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that. And Glitch went 0 and 5. So uh, it's not a particularly unique robot. There are some other very bad robots uh, who, like, even we were just talking about how bad Overhaul is. Overhaul is at least a little bit unique in that there aren't a ton of lifters in BattleBots. Glitch has a ton of competition as a vert. The main thing that makes it unique is the drive, but that's also a huge part of its problem. So, it's kind of one of those things where, like, can it really improve from that without losing what makes it fundamentally unique? And I don't know that it can. And so that's why I got rid of it.
Okay. I will actually defend Glitch in some way. I think of all the robots we cut,
We'll do the rebuttal period after you talk about your bot.
Rebuttal
my
period.
bad.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
But
Zasa, give it like a transition for like passing off to Clone.
oh, uh, Yeah, so I've said my piece. Clone, I think you're up.
Okay. I'm just gonna get the low hanging fruit out of the way because I'm surprised. This is another one I'm very, very surprised wasn't unanimous. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like Overhaul, Horizon, and this robot. That would be goddamn Star Child. What a downgrade from P1. This robot frustrated me. I was like, oh, cool, another like anti meta, high off the ground, huge style robot, and its first showing. God, what were you thinking? You had a no, I wouldn't call it lightning in a bottle. It's more like a bar of silver, where it's good, but it could be better. And I think you could have improved on P1's design, and you went way off the rails with something that, let's be real, takes a lot of skill to properly like understand all the nuances and difficulty that comes with driving a Gabriel slash huge anti-meta design. It's just not a good robot. I don't know what else to say. It lost a motherfucking overhaul. I can't I can't stand overhaul. We've all agreed. Your overhaul sucks. You lose to something that's dumpster tier in one of your first showings ever. Yeah, this robot is bad. Maybe if he brought back P1, we wouldn't have this argument and we'd be cutting something else unanimously. Like, I don't know. But Star Child, bad.
True.
I agree. So now we've all kind of talked, or we've all talked about it. So now we'll go into a rebuttal period for those that didn't cut Glitch or Star Child. I will say, 4 of us were in favor of cutting both of these bots. Only one person for each did not have it on
Okay,
their roster.
I need to know who didn't cut Star Child. I just need to hear your.
Ed, you want to talk
Hi.
about it, buddy?
Hello. I didn't
Okay,
cut Star Child.
give me your hear
What?
me out spin.
Okay.
What
Give me
kind
your
of
hear
bot?
me out.
In like weighing all the bots that I could have cut, I think Star Child is at least unique and interesting, like just design wise. And I think that BattleBots expect a lot of trust into Team Omega because that's Brandon Zielinski in P1. And I think there was a draft of my like list of bots to cut and keep where like I cut Star Child and had P1 in, but like I just thought it over and I feel like the team just seems more excited to have like a weird bot like Star Child. I think it brings a lot of flavor because you have your bot that like Ripperoni, who's just the meta bot, who's just a vertical spinner that does really well, and on the other side you just have like the fun bot who could rack up a win, is there to be cool and take hits and just be a like a design challenge as opposed to being the most meta possible or there to just
It's more
rack
like
up
a
wins.
jobber than anything.
It does feel like a jobber. BattleBots likes having jobbers, and I think if there was to be a jobber on the roster, I think Starchild would be at least an interesting pick, as even if it is just not gonna do particularly well.
I'll also speak up to defend Star Child a little here, and this is coming from someone who did cut it. It is a design that Brandon has been driving in lower weight classes for many years now. So when you were pointing out and saying like, it takes a lot of knowledge to operate this, he does have that. It's
Yeah.
it has some teething issues scaling up, I think, and it would be interesting to see them get another year to work on it and try to make it function better. But I still ended up cutting it just because I don't think the ceiling on that design is going to be very good at a heavyweight level, personally.
I
Yes.
would also like to say that this is a design that I think Brandon Zielinski at least feels really strongly about, in favor of just like tweaking it, because he already did try to bring like at least a little bit scaled up Star Child, because he did try to get the gang together to form Cock or Waterproof Sealant. And like, yeah, I just this is a design that I think the team really likes, and despite its problems, and I would see them coming back. And I see BattleBots accepting it just because it's interesting.
I can see Star Child being around as like a fun jobber, but if the goal is to really like raise the bar in future seasons, Star Child is just gonna get left behind. So that's my piece on it.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to rebut around Glitch? There was one person that
Yes,
didn't cut
I
it from
very
the
much.
roster.
I think Glitch was in consideration. Like I looked at the roster and I went down alphabetically. You like check marks. You. I paused at Glitch and I'm like, you feel like you need to be cut, but unlike all the other low hanging obvious, oh get that bastard out of here.
Hey, so just a quick disclaimer that we're adding here. This next bit is going to talk a little bit of shit about one of the robots who was in World Championship 7 and that we did not put into the roster for this. While the reasons behind it are still generally pretty sound, some new information has come to light explaining some of those reasons, and we just wanted to add a quick note in here about what had happened because the stuff that we recorded isn't super favorable to the team, but they did actually have a very legitimate reason for some of the stuff that we're going to talk about, and we felt that it was important to include it here.
Yeah, so basically this podcast was recorded a few months ago prior to one of the team members coming out and saying that Glitch burnt down in a fire. Yeah, we just wanted to, come here and just give a little disclaimer.
Fortunately, it sounds like everybody's okay, but a lot of their parts and equipment and stuff like that was lost, which is really unfortunate. So, our sympathies to the team on that. So,
All right, yep, that's pretty much it. We'll let you get back to the rest of the podcast as normal.
Glitch has a chance to be good again. I mean, like actually good. The design is there for a very well maintained, unique vertical spinner that has enough room for attachments like forks or a wedge for if that ever comes prevalent. Just all the tools are there. They just have to use them correctly. So I think Glitch deserves one more chance to actually do something and fix its flaws compared to Overhaul, which has had years and years and years to show us what it can do and it has never achieved anything better. Glitch, I think, has potential to go somewhere.
I think Glitch is one of those bots that has their young age being on their side. Uh, you know, time goes on, people are going to start retiring, and there's going to be another changing of the guard before long. Glitch is a bot that can take advantage of that. I don't ever see it winning a giant nut, but I can definitely see them having a much better season than they did in World Championship 7. I think there's just teething issues that need to get put together. For one, they got to keep the Omni Drive if they want to be a unique enough entrant. If they just go to normal drive, they're just another boring egg beater drum. And they're a dime a dozen at this point. So I'm as it is now, even with OmniDrive, I'm for cutting Glitch just because
All
of
right, let me defend
how
Glitch. Let me
disappointing it
defend
was.
Glitch.
Uh,
Let me
but yeah,
fucking defend Glitch, man. Okay, first things first. You have one bad season. I don't think that's worthy of getting cut. Like, yeah, the beds. Okay, sorry, 1 second. I had to help my mom with something. Give me a second to catch my breath. All right, so first things first. One, Glitch is getting a massive. It's not like a massive redesign, but they are getting a redesign, which is definitely like yeah, moving away from OmniDrive, which is yes, it makes them another bird. Yeah, that's boring, right?
there was-
However, however, Glitch does one. It hits very hard. It's very hard. It's also pretty entertaining, honestly. Season 6, it was pretty entertaining. Well, yes, it was mainly because bots were running into their weapon and getting launched. It was still again entertaining. Second thing, Glitch was Rookie of the Year in their rookie season, and in my opinion, it doesn't make sense to cut a bot who had a really good season, really good first season, second season. Yeah, it wasn't good. If Glitch wasn't good in their first season and their second season, then I can see the argument for cutting Glitch. But again, they weren't bad in season 6. They beat big names. Their only loss was to Witch Doctor. And even in season 7. Let me look at their losses in season 7 again.
Riptide, Lockjaw, Triton, and Valkyrie,
and then
and then
and also Ripperoni.
Okay, so you lost to co-rookie of the year. You lost to one of the most experienced teams. Period. Like, I guess like the Triton loss is a little like iffy,
It was a dumb
but even
loss.
then, it was dumb bullshit. Like, let's be real. Like that hit flipping them was kind of stupid. Valkyrie, like yeah, but Valkyrie's also a good team.
Valkyrie
Ripperoni,
cracked the weapon in
yeah.
half.
yeah,
Yeah.
again,
I-
good robots. It's not like they lost to It's not like they lost to Starchild or they lost to Overhaul.
Mhm.
I mean,
think
I kind of get what you're saying. Like, it is just one bad season, but like looking at the season, they didn't really put up any fight in any of their matches.
They
Yeah.
got
got
dumpstered.
They got dumpstered
Okay,
in every fight except for
yeah.
the Triton fight, and even then, it was.
I think the important thing to
I
look at, they lost to some good robots, and that's generally forgivable, but they didn't bring anything to any of those matches except for the Triton one. And on top of that, you're talking about, they had one good season, one bad season. The bones of the downfall they had in season 7
Yeah.
were all present in season 6. I
Yeah.
think the only one of the major flaws we didn't really know going into season 7 was that if they get flipped over, they're just done.
I mean, they. I'm pretty sure
'Cause
they
Part
are
of me-
supposed to be invertible.
They're
I
supposed
know
they're supposed to be able to move, but
I
they weren't.
I
But
would also.
the point
Sorry.
overall being that like the things that were costing them matches with their mobility issues and just like not being able to really engage their weapon properly, those were all present in season 6. People just kept
Yeah,
running into the
okay.
weapon on their own
Okay.
and dying.
Okay. Notice
I
how
would also
the two
like
things
to
you
add-
said
sorry.
would most likely get fixed with the design change that they have been speaking about. They are moving away from
Sure,
OmniDrive, it makes it less unique. However, still, if again, I don't think it's fair to Glitch for them to have, we're going to redesign this bot to be better. Yes, it's still just going to be another. It's another. Let me finish.
Blaze passion.
Well, yes, it is just again gonna be another. It's just gonna be another vert. Yeah, sure, that might be the case. And if it is the case, and if they're still not very good after another season, yeah, I understand why you cut them. But it doesn't. It doesn't make sense to have a bot that does. Again, it does really well. Well, yes, it has issues. Every bot has fucking issues, man. Every single robot has issues. And the fact that the Glitch team knows what those issues are, and they are going to fix it, most likely fix it
They're gonna try to.
for their next season. Yeah, they're going to try to fix it. They see the issues and they're like, "Oh, okay, this is the issues. This is what we need to fix." Glitch is also the Glitch's whole design is also just straight up unique. Even if they were changed from OmniDrive, no other bot is shaped like Glitch is, which provides uniqueness. No other vert is shaped like Glitch is.
just being a vert that is shaped differently isn't a strong case. And also,
I'm
I
not
think it's worth. I want to say. I want to say also.
Also,
I think
there
it's
are worse
also
bots.
there is one thing to note with Glitch. I think it does like besmirch their name a little bit as like a team that like BattleBots would be unsure if they're like the most reliable to like call upon. Is that like their season they withdrew from the bracket in season 1 and the bot really struggled to get together in their first season. And like yeah, I think that's yeah, like teething issues and stuff. But like they
Teething,
are
again.
one of like 3 robots to fully drop out of a bracket they got accepted for, and they're the only ones who dropped out because their bot wasn't working.
Mm, right.
Like it is just it
Oh.
questions their reliability at least a little bit.
I
And, like
think
this is a complex
Uh,
bot.
I think so.
Again, I do think
Mm.
I do have a pretty good counter for that. It's their first season. If you were in your first BattleBot season, would you expect your bot to make bracket? No, like you would not expect that. You would not. You aren't prepared for your bot to make bracket. I wouldn't be prepared. I would expect my bot to go 0-3 or 0-4. I wouldn't expect to have. I wouldn't expect again. I would not expect my bot to make bracket. But now it's there's what it would be. They're going into their third season. They're prepared at this point. They would be prepared. They would know what's going on. They would obviously they're prepared, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I just
So
like
I think bringing up the fact that they dropped out because they weren't ready in their rookie season. Like if they dropped out in their sophomore season, yeah, that like I would get the argument, but it was their first season at BattleBots. They probably weren't expecting Glitch to be that good.
Well, I think one very important point that we've all kind of not brought up right now. Uh, we talked about how there's a lot of competition for verts and in particular for egg beaters right now.
Yes.
So Glitch changing its design to be a more meta egg beater when it has competition that we're going to talk about later, that's not going to help it for sure. If it's going to be making this redesign and we're going to be judging it based on the supposed redesign, then we would need to see that redesign in action. You know, we haven't seen a CAD or anything like that. We don't know if it's just going to be the same Glitch but with regular wheels. We don't know if they're going to redesign the chassis around it. We don't know exactly what that plan is. We haven't heard a peep out of them in quite a while. But they're a California team. They're pretty close by BattleBots. So if they have a redesign that would fix all of these issues, we have a way to test that now before they come to the season. We don't have to bank on it being, oh, well, they've got it this time, trust.
yeah.
So,
I'm
What do
gonna
you guys
kind of
think about Glitch? Tell us in the comments below.
yeah. I'm
Whoa,
gonna end this
whoa,
little rebuttal
comment point?
period by
Let's go.
just saying like Proving Grounds is a bot, or Proving Grounds is something
I
that Glitch could greatly benefit from. But
Yes.
we've been talking
wanna
about Glitch for too long, so we need to
I
keep
wanna
moving
just
here.
straight up point out they're a team of college students.
Exactly. Like I
I'm
said,
it's
Young
very
they don't
Young
have
is on their
time.
side. So all right.
They don't have
It's been
they don't have time. What the hell, man?
if they don't have time to test the bot, I don't trust that they have time to fix the bot.
I don't either.
That's
I
fair.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, okay, they don't have time to go out to Las Vegas to test their robot. That takes more time that takes time and also takes money, a lot more money to go out and test the bot in a safe environment. Like if they lived in
So then
Vegas,
why are we not arguing that for Star Child? Why are we not arguing that for Overhaul?
I
That's-
didn't. Well, first of all, Overhaul should have been cut in freaking World Championship 7. Overhaul, I
Okay,
straight up
but
should not have been.
this is the point though. Is like this is
I'm
a
not.
thing that we can say about all of the robots.
I again, okay.
They
Well,
are not unique in this.
they
Every
also
robot struggles right now.
yeah. You need okay. Are they have they okay, have
Nice.
they said that they were doing a
Blaze,
completely
Blaze,
different design?
Guys.
Blaze, we
guys.
get
Sorry.
it.
We
you have
can't
a
spend
lot of
30 minutes
passion
talking
about
about
glitch.
glitch.
Glitch. We get you have a lot of passion about glitch, but
What is
Yeah.
what is the
We
point of
we
this
all
podcast
said
if
our
we're not
piece on
doing
glitch.
debate?
I think we gotta just trudge through.
take it outside, guys.
Yeah, get a room.
Yeah.
I'll just end it by saying glitch is a bot that can greatly benefit from improving ground's appearances, but that's a topic for another time. All right, Sven, what's the next bot that you cut?
I'll go with my less spicy option. I would cut Gruff. I'm shocked this wasn't unanimous, honestly.
I think it's
Ah.
4-1.
I like Gruff, but I think it's just a bot that just refuses to change with the times and just sort of
Mhm.
like the whole field has sort of lapped it. Its one claim to fame was that it's a brick, it can take hits, and that's just not the case anymore and hasn't been the case for a while. It's that, and also I don't think Samus Amos has touched it since like Robo games, and like last I heard, it was pseudo retired. Like it wasn't like you didn't put out like a statement saying like, "Oh, Gruff is no more," but like Sam hasn't touched it, and I think Craig mentioned on Uda that like it's probably retired.
I
And yeah,
can
I like
say
Gruff. I love Gruff. I like their 2019 run. Both in Orlando and Battle Boss was at least entertaining. Robo Games was good for Gruff, but like I don't know, it just
Yeah.
felt like its time has passed.
I will
Yeah.
say Gruff was like untouched as of Orlando Maker Faire 2024. When Beta and
Yeah.
I went there, you could still see the damage on it from the Witch Doctor fight. Like there was a huge hole in the side of it, and I asked one of the
Sam
Witch Doctor
McAmis?
team members. I
Oh,
like showed him
Witch
pictures like,
Doctor.
"Hey, was that you guys?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was us." So
Part
yeah,
of
it's been
the
untouched.
reason that I've read this on like Facebook comments and him talking to people. I could be totally wrong here, but he has a kid, right? So a very
A lot of
young
teams have
kid.
kids.
Yeah, he's got kids that are very young, and that takes up a lot of goddamn time. So I don't know if he has the time or the resources to pay attention to Gruff, but it's definitely a robot that has like maybe 2 fights left in it before he's just like, yeah, we're done here.
Gruff
I'm
is
sorry,
Gruff.
guys.
Yeah. All right, Blaze, you're up next. Who did you cut?
1 second, I have to yell at my brother to keep it down.
I will also like to add for Gruff. I like the hammer, but it does feel like it's too little, too late.
It's dumb,
Yes.
is what it is. Yeah.
the little dinky like
And I think it's
bobbing
fun
hammer.
to be a Swiss Army bot, especially like a non-spinner Swiss Army bot. I think that's a fun idea, but it was like it felt half baked and like it doesn't help that everything else about the robot is not very good at this point in
Too
history.
desperate.
Yeah.
Okay. Where it's my turn, right?
Yep.
If the hammer made a squeaky sound, would that make it better?
Yes.
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 All
All right,
right.
Blaze,
You know
onto
what?
you.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna be a little more spicy. The bot I cut Fusion because
Hell yeah.
okay. So the big thing with Fusion is that one, it originally did not get accepted into World Championship 7, if I recall correctly.
This is
Team
correct.
Leonchi held Hydra as basically they're like, oh, if we're not going to bring Hydra if you don't let us bring Fusion. So they held their slot hostage, and BattleBots just let Fusion in. So first things first, Fusion had to prove itself Fusion just straight up had to prove itself worthy of staying, and it had honestly it had one good fight against Emulsifier, because and then you look at their Witch Doctor fight on when you first watch it, you're like, oh, Fusion did really well in it. Then you rewatch it and you realize, oh wait, Fusion only did well for what 45 seconds. It wasn't a close fight. Like they were doing well for 45 seconds, which is impressive, right? It's impressive. They fought Witch Doctor. Like, hold your head high. But then you look at the rest of their season. 3 out of their 4 next fights they lost within 20 to 30 seconds. And then they didn't do anything in the rotator fight, if I recall correctly. Like, and rotator was struggling that season. I and like, if Fusion, fixed their reliability issues in season 7, then maybe I could see an argument. But the fact that you had, first of all, you weren't accepted originally, means that you had to prove yourself worthy of having a slot, and Fusion didn't. It just sucked.
Yeah.
All right, onto Silver with whatever bot he's going to talk about.
Who do I want to talk about? I'm gonna get another really obvious one out of the way. Captain Shredderator.
Ooh.
This honestly, a lot of the points that I mentioned about Overhaul, pretty much all the points actually apply to Captain Shredder as well. This is a bot that has been around every season of the BattleBots reboot.
It's been around longer
And
than Overhaul.
yeah, and you also
A
have
long
like
time.
its past incarnations, but this like Shredderator's never really had a peak. Like
It had one fight where it peaked.
yeah, it peaked against Tombstone in season 6, and it was a
Yes.
crazy fight. And even after that, it still didn't do all that great. Like, it had a really weak fight against Gigabyte. It had a really sad win against Jaeger, and then got absolutely dunked on by Rotator in the championship that season. 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, Shredder does not put on a very good fight. It's
No,
not
it's-
even a fun jobber. Like,
I will push back. I think it is a fun jobber.
I don't know. I guess like
Mm.
we can go round and round talking about Riptide versus Shredder, but I
Jeez.
think there were more bots that I would have felt more sad about if it wasn't Shredder that was getting the crap kicked out of it. Because at that point it was kind of like a meme at that point. It was like, oh, here goes Shredder losing another fight spectacularly.
Shredderator embodies the idea of Sisyphus, where it's a boulder
Yeah.
up a hill. Except
Yeah.
instead of trying to be a competitive robot, he's trying to be mid.
Yeah. Shredder is fighting to just exist at this point and not be entirely forgotten or brushed off, and they have completely failed at that.
I know part of
So-
the reason is Brian Nave just really likes competing, and he really likes Shredderator.
Yeah, I mean, I respect the
just
guy for
really
having
likes
fun,
that- I
but
mean,
it's-
You should try
I'll
liking
talk about
other
this
robot.
in my rebuttal, but I have a
Okay,
lot
cool.
to say about Shredderator.
Yeah, so that's my thing about
Mm.
Shredder. It's just it's just not a viable design, and it just hasn't it hasn't had results. It hasn't had many good fights that it actually won, other than the Tombstone fight, and that's like pretty much that's about it. So yeah, that's my say about Shredder. So I'm gonna pass it on to Zasa here.
Epitome of wash up.
Yeah. Well, most of the robots I wanted to talk about have been done now. So I'm going to throw out one that I feel rather strongly about. Emulsifier.
Oh,
Get it
God,
gone.
yeah.
Get it gone. Get out of
Yeah.
here. Shoo.
I 100%
Like trying to get a
agree here.
coyote out of your kitchen.
It's more like a
Sorry.
slug that's just stuck to the wall.
Oh my god.
All right. Clone, who you got?
That was
Alright.
it.
Honestly, that's all you
wait.
need.
We all know
Yeah.
Emulsifier's bad, and it's kind of obvious, like, yeah, Okay. This one's a big... Okay, do I want to do the hot take for... You guys decide, hot take first or an obvious low-hanging fruit?
Okay,
Hot take,
it doesn't matter.
obviously.
You should go for your
Hot
hot
take.
take, honestly. We said a lot of obvious ones.
Alright, hot take. Triton.
I agree.
It's not as hot as you think it
I
is,
was
actually.
expecting something spicier.
I thought Triton was the weird one I put on.
I thought Triton...
No,
I
but
agree.
4 of us said Triton should be gone. I
Oh,
will say.
I thought
really
that was gonna be like a
funny.
spicy hot take. Okay, I took Triton out because I looked at the first thing I did was, what are the robots I really want back or I really want to include? And I'm like, there's quite a few horizontals I want back, and I felt like we don't need that's, oh come on. We all know we all picked Tombstone for World Championship 8. Let's be honest
What?
here.
No, I added Orby.
Would
I
you
almost
rather
forgot
just
Tombstone. I
call-
cannot lie to you.
I may or
Tombstone?
may not have forgotten Tombstone the last time we did this.
Yeah, the spectacle for me was Tombstone or the other horizontals I really, really like, or Triton. And I'm like, I feel like 99.999% of people would say, give me that Tombstone fight. I want to see the Grim Reaper kick ass again. And Triton just felt like we don't need a mediocre horizontal that has no like impressive legacy. I don't hate Triton. I don't like it. I felt like its role can be filled by more beloved icons, or as a horizontal jobber, you could just have funnier ones.
Yeah.
That's just all I have for Triton. It's not bad enough to be silly, and it's not cool enough to be like a spectacle, like horizontal spectacle of just the carnage.
Okay.
All right.
Are we moving on? to
Sorry,
rebuttal?
Triton.
So
I
that'll
have
get
one
us
thing
into
to
our
say about it.
rebuttal period.
Okay, I want to say one thing about why I cut Triton, real quick. So I cut Triton for a very different reason. I cut Triton because Triton is made by, I believe, the same team as Deep Six,
The same,
and
yeah, it was same driver.
I would rather
I
see
think.
I would rather see Deep Six.
Yeah,
back than
Deep Six
Triton
is a
back.
fun one.
I think we all would.
I would rather see Deep Six back than Triton because Deep Six is very unique for a bird. Like
Yeah.
compared to
We'll
Triton,
talk
who
about
is
Deep
still,
Six more
Did
in the next
we'll talk about Deep
segment.
Six.
So
Or previous, maybe we already talked about it. Ooh, I don't know.
maybe
I'm
we
gonna.
did.
Ooh.
Maybe
So
you'll have like some sort of link below.
so
I
to
wanna
get
Did we
to
all
our,
cut Triton for different reasons? Because I have a different reason to cut Triton.
Why'd you cut
Okay.
Triton?
I cut Triton because I don't think its fights were very impressive. Like, as for
That's
its
fair.
archetype,
Oh,
it
true.
hit like a wet noodle, and it broke in every one of its fights. It broke against Horizon. Its drive was ruined. And then in like a couple collisions, like they are so lucky that Glitch was not working well because their weapon broke so fast against Glitch. It was kind of crazy. I was
Wait,
like,
who didn't cut?
Who didn't cut Triton? Yeah. 'Cause I was very worried. I was like,
Who did Triton fight in Champions?
this maybe this is
Gigabyte.
as a hello.
Gigabyte.
Does Zaza cut? Zaza, did you cut Triton?
Nope.
No, so yeah.
Yeah,
So
I would
to
do
get into the rebuttal period, I'm just gonna say a quick piece. I'm the one that didn't cut Emulsifier, and
Loser.
yeah,
User.
Nerd.
the only reason is just that the other 10 bots I picked to be cut were, in my eyes, worse offenders than Emulsifier. Emulsifier, it's like it's just like the like the second bot in the team, you know, alongside Shatter, and I mean, it wasn't great, but literally my only reason is that the other bots that I cut, I felt were
Okay.
more
I
cut worthy
wanna-
than
I
Emulsifier.
wanted to
Definitely
point
wasn't
out.
the worst robot to compete, but the
Hey,
fact that it's a secondary
beat.
robot for
It's
the
a beat.
team,
Yeah.
and it's a very bland vertical spinner. You know,
mhm.
Right.
it can be cast out pretty easily to make room for new
Mhm.
teams and new robots. Like
Yeah.
Bots FC is still going to be there if we get rid of Emulsifier.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
And yeah, like I said, I was the only one that didn't cut Emulsifier, so probably once we get to the collective roster, it's gonna be gone.
Okay, cool.
I would like to defend a robot I have cut, but I think it deserves a little defense. Cause
What robot?
okay, Captain Shredderator. Okay,
Yeah,
you guys
I have a lot to say about Shredder.
Yeah, Colin's the one that didn't cut Shredderator.
Okay,
Yeah, I
well,
was
okay,
very
I want to defend
adamant,
Captain
like-
Shredderator because they're like a bot that like I felt should be cut, but like I really didn't want to cut them because I think was it Nick Nave is if I recall correctly is stepping up on the team as like either captain
Yes.
or just taking a bigger role, and I know that at least conceptually they want to change Shredderator. They want to like sort of just address some of the problems or like ground up rebuild is what is the language I heard. And I don't know. It's such a historic bot. It's a bot that's been at every season of BattleBots, and it's a bot that also stepped up when like teams were dropping like flies or even just dropped out. There's a reason why it stuck around for 7 seasons without ever getting cut was because they were just always available. Like the season they weren't gonna show up for, someone dropped out and they just filled in the space. You have the thing during COVID where just like they could get any team they who said yes and they showed up. And then they did pretty decently that season. They didn't win all their fights or anything, but like they put up really great fights against like the likes of Rotator and Shatter, and yeah. And then season 6
wanna...
where they made bracket.
Okay, can I just want to say something. All you are like what you are been saying. It sounds really good for an alt, not a main competitor slot. Which honestly, probably if like we were able to do alts, I probably would have put Glitch just as an alt. To be clear, but no alts. So yeah, no, like it sounds.
There would be alts as opposed
Yeah,
to
I wish we could
it's
just
like,
do
Okay.
alts.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, go on, please.
Okay. I have tried. I looked at the roster and I'm like, no, Shred Raider has to stay because totally not biased here or anything, but I've seen a lot of old Shred Raider fights, and that thing, it was a wicked spinner, and yes, it's very, very washed and it's very bad now. But I think just as a thing, I feel like Shred Raider is just it's like Robot Wars without Behemoth or Iron All. It's just gonna be there forever, and I want Shred Raider to be that robot that's just like it's gonna be there forever. You can't get rid of it. It's just a part of the game forever, and I find it a very fun low tier. It's very silly. It's just like, come on, Shred Raider, do something this time. Maybe you'll finally do something. It's a fun, dumb robot to root for. I'm like always hoping to myself, maybe this time, like it is Sisyphus for me. Maybe this time. I want to keep it around because I love Shred Raider. I've loved the OG Shred Raider. I find Captain Shred Raider kind of, I don't want to say adorable, but it's charming how they keep trying, and they're always trying a new way to try something new.
I think
It's
they
a-
should.
Yeah.
I think they should put Captain Shredder on hiatus and bring back Bambulance.
Oh god.
Alright.
True.
That's nothing.
Asa, would you like to talk about Triton?
I guess. I don't know.
You were the one that didn't cut it, so
I just didn't really think that it was as bad as some of these other robots or as necessary to cut. Like, it's not hurting anything by being in the roster. It was fine. It had some teething issues. It can sort them out. We'll see. I just didn't think it was as worthy as cutting as Shred Raider has been around for 7 seasons and it's been decent in one of them. And honestly, that's not even the season that it made bracket. Like that season is technically its best performance, but at the same time, like it lost a fucking Ghost Raptor, man. It was not
Yeah.
working that well.
Forgot about that.
The only reason it beat Tombstone is because Tombstone flamed out. Shred Raider itself broke down. So, it did all right in season 5. It really benefited in COVID that year. But it's been downhill since. I think the respite that it bought itself there is gone now. We have better robots. And again, we have robots who are proving themselves around the world and in America, that are just more worthwhile. Shred Raider kind of hangs on because it's got a theme and it's a unique robot type.
And it's got a legacy, and I feel like that's another reason BattleBots they used to pick up robots because they haven't made.
But at a certain point, you kind of milk that dry if it's not doing anything other than just being like, well, this guy's been around for a long time and he used to be really good at this.
Yes, they called
but
it.
now his robot's kind of sucking. Like,
Yeah.
They used to call it the boogeyman. It was so people
well, yeah,
so
but
terrified of
think
this
about
robot.
if Lockjaw was winning like one fight a season for the last
Yeah.
7 seasons, we would all be sitting around going like, yeah, Donald Hudson, he was a real legend back in the day, but he's
Yeah.
kind of long in the tooth now. Maybe
Mm.
it's time to retire while he still has some dignity left. But he's
Yeah.
got a robot that is able to keep winning fights.
Yeah.
Shredderator is not that robot.
Did Shredderator ever have that dignity? I mean,
Yes.
obviously
I-
Shredderator, but did Captain Shredderator ever have that
I
dignity?
would say 2015 it could have.
If
would say in 20
if Captain Shredderator had retired after 2020, it would have gone out on a pretty high note.
Yeah.
Even after
Mhm.
2021, they could have retired it and said, you know what?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
beat Tombstone. That's as good as we're getting. We made the
Yeah.
bracket. That's as good as we're getting. Time for
Mhm.
something
Yeah.
new.
They should have done the complete control. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did all they
Yeah.
can with that robot.
2015,
Alright.
I would have said Shredderator would have gotten very far if it didn't come up against literally the worst possible matchup it could have in Stinger.
I don't know about
Like, the
that.
robot would have gotten
Like
very
it-
far.
I don't know about
I don't know if I
that.
would
I
say
think it
pretty
loses to
far.
most bots in season 1.
It, well,
Uh,
there's
Season
a,
1 had some
there's a, there's a
bad
good amount of
robots,
the
though.
junk in season
Yeah,
1 that
it
it
didn't
definitely does
dictate.
beat. But as soon as you hop into bracket, it's kind of flipping coins based on
Yeah.
what seeding
Yeah.
it got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
The
I'm
former
gonna talk
boogeyman
about
now is just a wet piece of paper.
yeah. I'm gonna talk
I-
about Fusion real quick, and then
Okay.
Clone will close our rebuttal period by talking about Gruff.
Okay.
All I'm
I'll-
gonna say about Fusion is that if Jake Ewer is 100% being serious about like if you remove Fusion then bye bye Hydra, I think having Fusion around is worth it.
That's fair.
Fusion can still put on fun fights. Like the Witch Doctor fight was absolutely incredible. Obviously, that's the peak of Fusion, and we may never see that performance again. But honestly, I have fun watching it flame out all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to
it-
watch it lose.
Like I honestly haven't really gotten tired of it yet. Probably if it happens
if it
more than
put up-
once next season, I will. But also like it was just kind of funny when it got squashed by Huge, squashed by Rotator.
Worn
It
as a
was-
hat by Tantrum.
It's
I-
interesting. It's like you got a dual you got a dual what? You got a vert and a horizontal slapped on the same bot. Like it's cool to look at.
See,
It just kind of has
Um,
a stick around it.
I think you bring up an interesting point because like I think its losses are still kind of entertaining, even if I wish it did anything.
Except for the
to them.
whiplash loss. That was just
Except for the whiplash loss. They got flipped over. I think they just break it down if they get flipped over. But I think
Yeah.
one thing that about Fusion that's sort of like, you know, you could take it or leave it. They had a CAD picture of the redesign for a potential redesign for Fusion, and I just don't like it. It's like this
So-
like really spindly undercutter and like this like just weird like
Oh, I honestly
vert-
did
I don't know,
forget
like
about
it's
that.
a weird it looks
Yeah.
it's interesting as
let
an
me see if I can find
adaptation,
out.
but like I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
It looks like if you slapped an undercut on an S3
I have
button, like a bad
a
one-
way.
very
one
specific
second.
reason for keeping Fusion.
second.
I don't know if I can say it here, but it's entirely tied to the 10 I picked to keep the 10 robots I introduced. That is entirely the reason I wanted to keep Fusion. So look forward to that. You probably know why if I keep Fusion, but
Okay, we'll discuss that.
it's also a
some
fun low.
other
It's like sure, it's a fun low tier to watch get its teeth kicked in.
Yeah, we can talk about that once we get around to it then. If you
Yes.
want to talk about
Holy gruff time.
Gruff real quick.
Okay, I kept Gruff because I forgot. I forgot, but if you want me to actually defend it as I'm thinking here,
I mean, if you
Uh,
don't have a defense for it, it's just kind of one
I
of those
do, I
bots.
do. I think it has to do with the flamethrower. I think that's a very unique trait to have something that fucking hot. Like
Yeah.
literally, I think that's a fun little gimmick to build a robot around.
If
Is
it
how
did
your
anything,
flamethrower.
maybe.
Did anything. This isn't the 2016 days where you have complete control
Uh-huh.
flaming out bombshell.
Yeah, I
that
just think
totally
that's a fun.
happened.
That's,
That
that is a
totally-
cute little gimmick.
Just weapon with a
And this is
flamethrower.
probably just me being an asshole, but I like I like the old Robo Games robots. And I'm like,
I know,
ah,
I
Gruff's
understand.
kind of fun
Filthy
as like an
Wedge
older.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Alright.
this person likes Original Sin. How cringe.
And Tornado.
All right,
Ew.
if that's it, then Blaze will pass it back over to you here to, or
What?
sorry, not Blaze, Spin. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
Sorry,
hold
buddy.
on.
Sorry, buddy.
Okay.
Anyways,
See,
let's go.
I'm running based off just like rumors. I'm gonna say rumors, but like sort of just like what I've heard at least. But like, I have Tantrum next.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
I know that's really spicy. Tantrum
No,
is
no,
my
no, no.
favorite modern
I
champion. I think I love the robot so much. I think BattleBots would always invite it if it applied, but I think it's sort of a robot that's like it had its foot out the door in season 6. Like they were gonna retire it that season, and then it won the nut, and they felt forced to just sort of we have to run it again. And like I think it still has such good chances at going far, but I think the team is just more interested in like specking their points into making Blip a championship contender, or like specking points into like the Twins, like new designs. I think it's like
Mhm.
Tantrum is so good. I love Tantrum, but I think it's just team interest and the fact that they need to take a step back and focus on other robots or just fixing Tantrum in general. I know that Tantrum would be around for like another season champions. They would just bring it along and only fight in exhibitions. And I know it's also just a robot that like is also kind of just gonna go on hiatus. But to me, it's just a robot that's just like, we need a break from this robot so it can sort itself out and the team can sort other things out. And I just have it down for that reason.
That's
It's
fair.
great. I love Tantrum.
I kept
yeah, no,
Tantrum around.
I almost Tantrum was one. I had like like a list of like 15 robots to cut, and I just narrowed it down to 10. And Tantrum was on that list, along with
I think I
Riptide.
had
I almost cut
9
Riptide.
originally.
I wanted to cut Riptide so badly.
All right, Blaze, on to you then.
All right, I think I only have one more, and that is Hijinks.
Yeah, this was a long time coming. I hate
Yeah,
this
no,
robot.
I
objectively do not like this robot at all. So bad.
Well,
It's ugly. I find it really
it's
ugly.
my
Clone.
Sorry.
it's my turn to speak.
But Blaze, it only had one bad season.
What the fuck you mean it had one bad season? All the seasons were bad.
You mean it
It
had
made
one good
bracket in
season?
the other seasons, man.
It made bracket the other. Oh boy, it beat. It oh boy, it beat. Oh my god, it beat Sub-Zero. Holy shit,
Yeah, man.
it's so bad. No,
Highest
Who
flip in
did Glitch beat
2020.
last season, Blaze?
who did which? Well, who the what? Hijinks beat fucking Big Deal, and where
Hijinks
Big
beat
Deal had a Big
Who
Deal
did
moment.
Glitch beat, huh?
Hijinks would lose to
Huh?
Captain Shredderator.
Hijinks did lose to Captain Shredder.
Glitch would have lost
Do it again.
too. So
That's.
there.
I think another thing is that I like I like Hijinks. I think Hijinks is very unique. I think the team is awesome. It's just they've never really they've always been like in the bottom part of the
Yes.
of the bowl, right? Like again, obviously Ryan Beach and Jen. What's her last name? Jen, whatever her
Herkenroder.
last name is. Herkenroder. Yeah, Herkenroder. Like they're cool, right? It's just that Glitch has not Glitch. Hijinks has just never really done anything. Like I think their best win is Chomp. I think.
I would say honestly Sub-Zero.
Yeah, but I mean Sub-Zero is also what Sub-Zero went 0-3 that season.
And also, to be fair, like Undercut was like the worst opponent for Chomp because it kind of needed legs.
Yeah, exactly. It's just I love Hijinks. Hijinks is awesome. Like I wish Hijinks was better. I
Ugly.
I don't see any I think if Hijinks needed to or wait 1 second, I have to ask Silver something really quick.
I think you could probably say it.
No, I'm
'Cause I
just
think I
making
know what-
sure because it's some was it public?
But like it's not. It's something we knew. If you weren't a supporter, you knew this.
Okay. This was public info. Okay, yeah.
This is
So
public information.
okay, so Hijinks I think needed to show up to face-offs. It dropped out.
Yes.
It dropped out of face-offs, which well, to be clear, I'm pretty
It's
sure it was because
Hurricane.
Jen took a vacation or something.
No,
Well,
No,
no,
that
so
was
they called it hurricane. They couldn't
So-
get
It was
the
it was a
parts made in
hurricane.
time.
there's two stories. So the first, they were in the weekend with Bloodsport and Terror Tops and
Switchback.
yeah, Switchback.
Mhm.
And they had to drop out because there was a hurricane that was delaying parts that they needed. And so they couldn't get the robot ready in time. Then later, when when it became clear that Vertigo, the flipper being built by the Hypershock team, was not going to be ready on time, they reached out to the Hijinks team to see if they'd be ready. But at that point, Jen was out for Christmas vacation, and they couldn't get it ready in time.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I
they
see.
had two kind of windows, but unfortunately, timing wise, it didn't line up for them.
Yeah, it's just I think
It's
Hijinks
not really
just
in
need.
hands this case, honestly.
Yeah, it's sad. I like Hijinks. I wish Hijinks was good, but it needed to. It needs to go to the proving grounds.
Yeah,
Anyways, onto Silver with whatever robot he's going to talk about.
Yeah, I got one more bot here, and then all that's left after that is Clone has 2 bots.
Yep.
I'm so glad I got to play my cards right here, so I get to talk about this
I actually have
forsaken
3.
piece of junk. Shred it, bro.
Oh, I have
Oh,
2.
my stars above.
Yeah.
I do not like this bot.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Um,
very few people like the heavyweight build of this robot.
Yeah,
The beetle
yeah,
weight.
which
It's
I'm
the
gonna
base
get to.
beetle weight,
Which
right?
I'm gonna get to.
Yeah.
This, oh my gosh. Okay, so like we talked about the Omnis earlier, Omnis put on one of the worst fights, if not the worst fight in season 7. You know who is in the other square? Shred it, bro. It
I think
did not
Shredded
do
Bros is
anything.
worse.
It doesn't do anything. It is so bad. Like it did not put on a good show at all in the regular season. It had a really lame fight against Horizon, an awful fight against Omnis. It got absolutely dunked on by Lucky, and then Overhaul it. Oh my gosh, Overhaul kind of broke down, and Shred Bro managed to have like the tiniest glint of hope when it
Honestly,
got
I
like
think
3
Overhaul got
hits
robbed
in.
in that decision.
Also, yeah, like I think Overhaul should have won that fight. The bonking against like the screws was so unbelievably funny. Um, and then you have the champions run. See, this is where a lot of people are like, "Oh, this guys, look, Shredded Bro is good. Look, it got like 3 wins in a row against like a." I'm gonna call bullcrap on every single one of those wins. Scorpios had its worst day in the pits ever. They weren't even at 50% going into that fight. They didn't even use the chassis they would have wanted to against Shredded Bro. They had to use their anti-horizontal because that's all they could put together and get in the arena. So, and even then it was struggling. So Shredded Bro got to like kind of capitalize and pull a win out of its rear end. Switchback, another similar situation. Switchback wasn't at 100% going into that fight. And again, it was I will give Shreddit Bro that was probably its best win, kind of getting to kind of thrash Switchback. Like, yeah, that was cool. But also I can't give it that entire win. And then you have Valkyrie. Valkyrie was winning that fight. It was kind of kicking the snot out of Shreddit Bro, batting it around. And then all of a sudden, Valkyrie has like a 2020 moment and just breaks down. And it was very unfortunate. So, and since this was a season that we didn't have gatekeepers in champions, Shred Bro just got the free ticket to the Golden Bowl, and then it just gets absolutely dominated by Sawblaze in what's basically a one-hit knockout. This bot is a joke. Please do not bring it back.
I
Like
think you
it is
you
the most
hit-
boring bot to look at. It is a box with 4 wheels and a dinky little drum spinner. The cat was cool. That's not what we got. And so
Yeah.
I hate
It's like
Shreddit,
someone
bro.
took the beetle weight and just put it into Photoshop and hit Control T and enlarged it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this. I have no hate or disrespect towards Evan Arias. However, Shreddit, bro, is not good. Please
It
do
also
not
doesn't
bring
help
it
that
back.
it doesn't help that his previous role was Pain Train, which is
Also that, yeah.
oh
Like this
god,
was this was kind of a make or break for
Mhm.
Evan Arias, where it was like, okay, Pain Train didn't really work out 2 seasons in a row, so this is back to the drawing board. Total like same concept, but a new bot, and this is what we got. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, this isn't a situation where it's like, oh, it just has teething issues. It just needs no. It had its chance. It had
This
its
is
chance
just-
so long
Hey,
ago.
Silver,
I would
Silver,
also like to
Silver.
add one thing. Oh,
Can we? I just want to be okay. So, I feel like this should be. Can we? Why don't we talk about Shredder Bro in the rebuttal section so that way we can just get everything,
Go ahead.
moving.
I had to
okay.
get my rant about Shredder, bro. I had
No,
to get this off my chest.
I'm happy for you, Silver. I could tell that you've been sitting on this, and you just
No,
the world needed to know for you.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's like. I think it's valid, but
This
it's
one's
a
actually
valid
gonna
rant,
go on
obviously.
YouTube, so the world will know my disdain towards this bot.
And before I accidentally cut it,
Okay.
Oh yeah, this rant went on too long.
So yeah, so I'm
True.
passing it on to Clone now. Here, Clone, you're gonna talk
Alright.
about the two
I think
bots
these
you have
last two
still.
are pretty hot, spicy. Let's go
They
with the
are.
weaker one first to ease you into it. Kraken. I think Kraken is. It's had many. It's goofy. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a really silly looking robot, and I like that BattleBot still includes silly stuff. Kind of gives me old class like Comedy Central eras where fucking Crash Test Dummy was allowed, but it's just he. I forget his name. Ethan. No, not Ethan.
Nope.
Matt Spurk.
Matt Spurk.
Matt
Spurk.
Spurk. I was gonna
Oh,
say
no.
Ethan Spurk. It's Matt Spurk. He even said he feels like Kraken needs to go, or at least just you have. I like you, Matt Spurk. You've always had just kind of a fun attitude, but Kraken just. I think the joke is worn off, except for the guy in the angler suit, the anglerfish suit. That guy carries Kraken for me. The guy doing the little like fish dance, he carries Kraken for me. But I love that. I love the pirate aesthetic, but I don't think that's enough to carry this robot. And of all this is like the last one for me to kick out the door. I don't know, man. It's just the joke's kind of gone on too far. The joke's run its course. It's bring in some new silly stuff, or make another robot that's more ridiculous or better.
Okay.
Kraken's
Anyone
gonna
wanna-
be a bot that we talk about extensively in our rebuttal period.
Kraken, yeah, I have
Okay,
good
and then-
feeling that it's gonna stick
We're
around.
all coming after you, Clone. Watch out.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
no,
for real.
run.
and the last one is probably the biggest one. I'm probably going to get fucking shot in the head for this. Big Dill, I cut.
I'll
You're
kill
getting
you.
executed.
Kill
Yeah,
yourself.
I just have never. This is a very, very personal. I'm just never been impressed with it. I know it's good. I know it's decent, but I'm like, okay. It's just one of those bots for me. I know it's good. I know it's good. You do not have to kill me for this. But this is a personal one. I'm just like,
Clone, you should execute order 69 real quick.
yeah. Yeah, I just never been impressed with it. I know it's good. I know how good it is. I like the guy who built it. I think that's a cool story. Just meh. Sorry. Just nah.
All right.
All right, now you
Rebuttal
guys can kill
period
me.
time. So yeah, so
Okay, let's go,
Tantrum,
let's-
Shredded Bro, Kraken, and Big Dill were the bots that were
Can I go
brought up
first
in
for
this
Kraken?
cycle. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
go
first for
ahead.
Kraken,
Go
please?
ahead.
Okay, okay.
Execute
I
me.
think-
I've
okay,
heard
okay,
worse
okay,
on
okay.
DeviantArt. Kill me.
I mean, I get your gripes against Kraken, but I think unlike a lot of the teams here, they tried something new. They actually
Yes.
pushed forward. Kraken was supposed to be retired, and the Kraken we knew did in fact retire. We just
Yes.
have a new, like, it's not vertical spinner, it's a
It's
hammer saw.
a
isn't
like
it?
It's like a weird
hammer
hammer saw
saw.
thing. Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah.
like a vertical spinner, but it's just a hammer saw. But like,
It's like
that is for all intents and purposes a new
Yeah.
attempt, a new build. And like, yeah, it had teething problems, but I think a lot of that would be resolved. Like I think one thing is its wheelbase. I think the tires were too small, or just the drive didn't work. And the other thing was the weapon chains were just exposed, or just not.
I think if I
easy
hadn't
to
forgotten,
remove.
go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
If I hadn't forgotten about Gruff, I wouldn't. If I didn't forget about Gruff, I wouldn't have cut Kraken. I will leave it there. But this is my original thoughts of
I think-
Kraken.
Kraken is just one of the most popular teams, both with
Yes.
fans and also production. So much
Yeah,
so that they have a robot at Destructathon specifically because of its iconography and
Yeah.
how fun of a jobber it is.
It's also on the front
Mhm.
cover of like the latest book that
The book
BattleBots
thing,
made.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the old
Huh.
Build a Kraken, but still, it's like I said, this is my original thoughts if on Kraken, but now, yeah, I would have cut Gruff over Kraken. I
So
100% would have been that way if I hadn't forgotten Gruff existed.
when Beta and I went to Orlando Maker Fair, we talked with Matt Spurk a lot, because I was
Mhm.
asking him like, "Hey, you ever gonna go to Proving Grounds?" He's like, "It would cost like $14,000 one way for us." And I'm like, "Oh, uh." So
Mhm.
he and I we talked a lot about like plans for season 8, and they do have a plan for like upgrades and stuff. And from what he was telling me, it does sound promising. And he did acknowledge that really the main thing that's keeping BattleBots from like axing Kraken is just that the Spurk family is like one of the most beloved people in the
Yes,
BattleBots pits.
they are
They are
very
so fun. They
likable.
are amazing people, and also making all of those Krakens for Destructathon also scored them a lot of brownie points.
Yes, I do like
Mhm.
that. I do like
I
the
think
Krakens.
I think
That's probably
Kraken,
why no one cut Mammoth, actually.
yeah,
Mammoth is
So
Mhm.
hilarious.
like
I
Spin
love
said
that.
earlier, this is a new design. This is an entirely
Yes,
new bot. The Crusher Kraken that we know is retired and gone. This is
yes,
a new design and it has teething issues. So I think it grants them another season, one more chance. Like for
that's
me
fair.
personally, this is Kraken's last chance. If season 8 happens,
Mhm.
this is Kraken's make or break as the Hammer Saw. If they can't
Yeah.
put up good wins this time, they have to be done because they're on
Yeah.
what, like an 0-12 losing streak or something.
I think it's
Yeah.
0 and 13.
Is it
It's like 0-12 or
13?
0-13, depending on if you go by the filming order or the airing order, because there was
I think you
ways to
gotta
do
go
Yeah.
that.
filming order.
Oh,
But either way, that is a lot of losses in a row
Mhm.
across 2 designs. So this, like, Kraken gets one more chance, but I
That's
think
fair.
I
Mhm.
think they can
I
capitalize
totally
on it.
respect that.
I'll,
Kraken is
I'll
a
go.
robot, though.
I'll
It's a
go
fun,
ahead and
goofy jobber to get its teeth kicked in, or when it does win, it is so. It's like watching Rusty win. It's just so ungodly hype.
I'll, I don't know about Rusty there, but I'll
Oh,
go ahead and add.
Rush.
Kraken definitely needs to get a win or two under its belt, I think, but it doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily need to start becoming a force to
Yes,
stay. Most of its career, it's been somewhat of a jobber,
yes,
who's there to get kicked around by the higher tiers and look good doing it. Uh, and I think that the problem it's had the last couple seasons hasn't been the losing streak. It's been that it's not looking good in those losses.
Mhm.
It's just getting kicked around. It's dying faster than it should. It's not putting up much of a fight in return. You look at its fights in season 5, right? And it's grabbing
Yeah.
Sawblaze by the weapon. It's grabbing Huge and setting it on fire.
It
It's
almost
pushing
killed
Black
Huge's
Dragon
weapon.
up against the screws. It's
Didn't
not winning any of those fights. The only fight it won, against Witch Doctor was because its weapon was breaking.
wasn't I don't want to interrupt you. I wasn't if I recall correctly, wasn't I thought Black Dragon Kraken was like considered controversial at the time.
It
It
was a
it
split
was a
decision.
split decision, and there's a lot of people who think that Kraken won. Speaking as someone whose third favorite robot of all time is Kraken, I don't see the argument. Like, it put up a way better fight against Black Dragon than it was expected to, given that it had finished the previous season 1 and 2,
Mhm.
and Black Dragon was coming off, a top 16 finish, Desperado
Yeah.
championship, beating Minotaur, all that jazz. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
no one was expecting Kraken to take it to Black Dragon the way it did, but it very definitively lost the fight. It didn't really do
Okay.
much
Okay.
to
Yeah.
Black Dragon. Uh, I think that it was an excellent fight visually, and
Mhm.
that's kind of what Kraken needs, is to
Does.
get back to
Yeah.
that point where it can put up those kinds of fights that it was having in season 5, where it didn't matter if it was winning or losing because it was really entertaining, and that's what it was there for. It's a cool robot.
That's
It
fair.
looks good fighting. And the fact that it wasn't winning a lot of fights can be a plus in a lot of ways, because that means, you become if we look at like Blacksmith's career, right? Blacksmith was for a very long time the default robot to throw at higher tier robots when they needed that win to kind of pad their resume. And that sounds a little bad, but that's how that kind of works.
Mhm.
You have certain robots that are really good, but you can't just give them 4 high tier robots one after the other, because then you miss good robots for the postseason, and you want good robots in the postseason because it's a television show.
Yeah.
And so Blacksmith was one of those robots that it was durable and reliable, and it looked interesting, but it wasn't very threatening. And so it made it the perfect robot to give to a struggling higher tier. And Kraken was kind of in the same vein for a little while. But
Mhm.
now it's not surviving fights anymore. It's not really putting up much of a fight. It's flailing helplessly for the most part.
Yeah.
And that's been its problem. If it can fix that, it doesn't need to win fights. It just needs to look good losing. That's what
Yeah.
it needs.
Yeah.
And I think that
Or
they
at
can get
least
there again.
or at least have some ridiculous blowout, like if it just exploded on impact and just ash everywhere. I think that just having
Yeah.
that kind of spectacle would keep it around.
Just
Yeah.
like put a
Mhm.
propane tank on the side, so like when a lunar
Yeah.
system hits it, explodes.
Yeah.
Just out of
Yeah.
like
Well, we
we're
had
gonna
like
show you a good loss. We're gonna blow up.
they did that against Rotator in
Yeah.
season 6.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Uh,
All right,
think
now
that's
now
enough
uh,
said
you can
about
actually
Kraken.
crucify me about Big
Yeah,
Bill.
Big Dealt, bruh.
what the
Okay,
heck?
Bro.
yeah.
Well,
I will reiterate.
could
I know it's good. I know it's a good
I can
robot.
understand
Yeah.
not
It's just not
backing Big
impressive.
Dill
It's not
just
impressive
because
to me.
it's been very unreliable.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it broke down against Hijinks, which
Yes.
is not a good look.
I'll defend
Uh,
it later.
I personally think it has enough merit to stay. I think that like the fights it put on against Mad Catter and free shipping late in the season, I think that
Mm.
was a
Mhm.
really good improvement. I do wish we could kind of talk about its showing at face-offs, because that would kind of help answer the lingering questions about
Yes.
whether or
Yeah, wait
not
until
that those
2028
improvements
to
I know
see
exactly what
the
you're talking about
face-offs.
too. But again, it
But
just does not. I cannot explain it. It just does never impress me. I'm like, oh, cool, it won. Oh, cool, it lost. That's all
Oh,
it
wait
I
is.
until
I definitely
2028 to
agree with
see the
that in
face-offs fight.
the older versions.
Mhm.
They
Big
weren't
deal.
all that impressive, but I think that the new one showed that it has that potential
Mhm.
to be a very interesting combatant, and that's why I kept
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I look. Big Deal is Big Deal is awesome, right? I love Big Deal. Big Deal is probably in my like top 20, top 15 favorite robots at the moment.
Wow.
I'm very much of the opinion that Big Deal easily, if they had the reliability that they had at the end of the season, they easily could have gone 3-1. They
Yeah.
definitely beat Hijinks, and they were beating Scorpius. They were winning that fight, but they just broke down, right? But then
Yeah.
you look at the other part, and then you look at their last 3 fights, and you realize, oh wait, they fixed the one issue that Big Deal had, which was the reliability, or they fixed
Dude,
like
they
the
were
big issue, like
hating that Catter.
yeah, Mad Catter, also the Mad Catter fight, one of the best fights of the season, period.
Yeah.
In fact, I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zaza, it's your favorite fight, right? I think
Uh,
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you've said that was your favorite fight at one point in time, at
it's
least
my
for season
favorite fight
7.
that I saw at filming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just vibes, man. There's just something about them. Like,
But
I have
man,
no anything for it.
man,
I
I
have
love
no
Big Deal.
empathy. Like, not empathy. Just I have
No
nothing to
empathy?
say
What the
about
hell?
it. I love the I think the I don't love the I think the robot's good. It is good, but
Mhm.
something about it just never impressed me or got any kind of emotion out of me, so I kicked it out.
Okay.
It's because it's green,
I'm
isn't it?
sorry.
Okay.
It should be.
Just the vibes aren't
I
there.
have. Okay. I want to defend Strider Bro real quick.
Okay.
Like I get not liking Strider Bro and all. Like I get that
It's
it's
just such a
like
disappointment, man.
its wins weren't very good. However, it's still like the Broads might have had like an off day, but Strider Bro still needed to actually win their fights. Like just because a bot is going in with like the wrong configuration doesn't mean that it's like a guaranteed win for Shredder Bro. Shredder Bro still needed to go out and win, and they did do that. That's the thing.
Yeah, Shredder Bro was losing against Scorpios early on, so like the configuration thing didn't help Scorpios, but it also wasn't a guarantee like how Shredder Bro's
Yeah,
gonna smoke.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And another thing is that the thing is that if they did lose the Valkyrie, I would be on board with cutting right? However, it just in my opinion, it just feels wrong to cut a bot that made the golden bolt. Even
But
even if it was a Mickey Mouse run, they
it
still
was a Mickey
made
Mouse
the
run, which
golden
is
bolt.
why which
They
is all
still
the more
needed
about it for
to
me.
they still needed to go out and beat the bot, right?
Mhm.
They still needed to go out and win. Which is just again, if they
I
didn't
mean, when
make
a
golden
bot
bolt,
has an
the golden
internal
bolt,
issue like that, like what happened with Valkyrie, dude, Grabot could have won that fight.
I think
no,
No,
Grandma
too
would've-
far, too far.
that I don't know about that, but I think Shredder Bro's kind of in the opposite position of Glitch. I think
Mhm.
where both of or well, it's kind of in where Glitch was in season 6, more accurately, where it has a lot of flaws that you can see in its fights, but it is winning a lot of those fights. And so
Exactly.
the question kind of becomes, can it remove those flaws, or are people going to start exploiting them more? And I
Yeah.
think the fact that it is on such an upswing, even if you can watch its fights and go like, yeah, okay, it's not as strong as its record might suggest,
Yeah.
you know, it still earned that right to prove it. And if
Yeah, I
it
wanna
has a really weak
I
season next season, the same way that Glitch had this
can
past season,
I
I'll be in favor of cutting Shreddit Bro for season 9.
yeah,
But
can I
right
just
now it's
quickly
earned a stay of execution.
I want to quickly just add on to that real quick. I like you said before, Silver with Kraken. Season 8 would need to be Shredder Bros like make or break season because again, like
agree.
they have the team has history with Joker-ish bots, and then now Shredder Bro made the golden bolt while it was a Mickey Mouse run. I will like completely agree with that. They still need to go out and win their fights. But look, I understand that you don't like Shredder, which is kind of based honestly.
Yeah, I get
Like
okay.
I see your reasoning. I can agree with I can agree with most of your reasoning. It's just it just like in my opinion, it just feels wrong to cut a bot that either made the top 8 or made the golden bolt. Fun fact, that's the only reason I didn't cut Riptide. Was that it made top 8.
Damn.
I actually honestly I kind of wanted to go back earlier today and actually fix it to add Riptide. I don't think I would accept Riptide back just because of straight up the team itself. Like
I think it's
Riptide
fun
as
to
a
have a
robot is
villain that
awesome.
evil that you can root against.
That's fair.
Yeah, but what if they
But
win?
they also no, that's fair. But it's also straight up. I don't think I don't think a lot of the straight up the teams just like Riptide. Period.
No, it's
Like I don't think
Ethan Kurtz is
the
a very hateable guy, and it's not even the fun
Mhm.
hateable like Ray Billings or
he's
Jake
just
Ewart. He's just a
even
douche.
yeah, exactly.
It's
Actually,
not even the
part of me
fun
does want to
evil.
actually straight up. Oh man, I wish I went back and actually removed. Who would I? I probably would have just removed Triton, honestly.
Yeah,
And
like
put in Riptide. I wish
Like-
I
Like
removed
Jake
Riptide.
Ewart and like Ray Billings are like the twirly, twisty mustache villains you'd see in like
Yeah.
1920s cartoons. Ethan Kurtz is just like an asshole.
Yeah. He's the low tier guy. Not even that, but he's the you should kill yourself right now type of villain that you don't want.
I think that's Stan more than Ethan.
No,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
Stan's
describe
more
Ethan
low-tier
more as
god.
like the high school bully that like people
Yeah.
don't like in movies.
It's
Yeah.
like
Like,
the
he doesn't-
the freaking
The Sam Raimi
Disney
Flash
Channel.
Thompson.
Yeah, like, he's not
Yeah.
charming. He's just kind of mean.
It's just mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I think I think actually I think when I was doing the when I was making the roster, because I did 40, then I cut, whichever one I didn't cut, I just had. I think I wrote like right next to Riptide, I wrote without Ethan, what Stan and Sid, because I think those are the three, like, big
Mhm.
like issues,
Those-
because I think the rest of from
Those
what
are
I've
also
heard,
like
the rest
the
of-
only 3 people on the team that people know. So like,
Yeah.
I Felix, bro. Felix seems
At that
nice.
point, it'd be Riptide Ship of Theseus. It's not Riptide without those
Yeah,
three.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'll take
However,
I take specific
fantasy,
issue
ooh.
with this line of thought of removing people, especially when it's
Mhm.
including
Yeah, no,
the
I
captain
understand.
driving the robot, the operator of the weapon, and the
No,
guy
I
that
get that.
finances
I-
a significant portion of
I
the robot.
I understand. I understand that.
It's
I
not
don't
really-
think this is realistic.
This is
However,
semantics, yeah.
this is fantasy, bro. Let me remove the problematic people and have the better driver and Felix driving.
All right.
I mean,
So
are we gonna then
wait.
start talking about
I
whether
want to.
Oh, wait,
No,
wait.
no, no. Wait.
remaining on Team Waiachi?
I want to defend hijinks.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
okay, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
that's
Sorry.
the ugliest
Also, I wanna
robot
say
I've
no
ever
one,
seen.
No one tried to defend Tantrum. Okay, like I just.
I'll defend Tantrum
There's no
afterwards, but I want
need
to
to.
hear.
It's not getting cut. You're out of your
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
Tantrum
we're not
afterwards, but I need to hear why you're defending this
Like,
ugly ass
I
robot.
I understand
I
the
lo- I
reason
like
you put
Tyrant.
Tantrum on the list. Like I get the reason you put it on there,
I
but you're
also
not
really
gonna
like
talk
that.
anyone around because this is a what if like
Yeah,
it's
we're
such-
gonna have fun.
it's
Yeah,
such
it's
a,
what if.
it's so much easy it's so much easier to argue like what if they just decide to put Tantrum in than it is to argue what if X robot just gets good next season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
like with hijinks, I want to defend hijinks really bad because, like,
That's
Yeah,
so
go
yeah,
ahead,
ugly.
then
I think
we'll wrap
it's
things up after you do.
it's got really
Okay.
underwhelming seasons, but like I think it's at least done okay. I take issue with just saying it hasn't had a good fight because, like,
Mhm.
I mean, it's not like throwing bots around, but like it's there, it's doing decent. It's not like lucking into wins. Like even the big deal win, that was pretty much luck. I'm gonna be real, but like even then, it still did damage. It still got like I think the drivetrain broke on its own, but there's just like Hijinks was getting hits on Big Deal. There's damage on Big Deal that was from Hijinks and not just because Big Deal's Big Deal. I want to make that clear. And like I think there is a lot of fun in the design of Hijinks. Like I know Clone hates the design, but I think it's at least like fun and dynamic. You know, like it's
Clone
neon,
hates
it's colorful, it's a
design.
bird. It's more than just like what Trident can say about their like design. Because and there's like not another robot in the field that looks like Hijinks.
That's
does
fair.
what Hijinks does. So like you can bring up like connections to like Valkyrie. I even described Travis T as a Hijinks the long way, but like no, like I think the tail is such a fun feature to be able to use. I trust Orion Beach as a driver to use it. I think the fact that it went 3 minutes with Whiplash really interesting, at least, and like I think there is
And
potential.
Sawblaze.
And yeah, and so well, okay, did it really make 3 minutes against Sawblaze? Let's be so
And-
for real.
No, let's be so for real. Did Black
But yeah,
Dragon make it
also,
3 minutes against Rotator?
I also like to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to, like face-offs, because like the team is actively working on hijinks. It's more than just like what
Mhm.
like Glitch can say or like a lot of other teams that we
Mhm.
discussed cutting, because they were gonna show, and then a hurricane
Yeah.
happened and then delayed their parts. And then when they were called upon, like Jen already had a vacation plan. All right. And like
Mhm.
there was at least intent and there's at least moves made to improve hijinks. and it's a design I sort of have faith that could work, and it's a team that I think that I like, that I think BattleBots at least sort of likes. Like I think
Mhm.
Jen and Orion being such veteran and
Yeah.
historic teams, I think are builders, like give it some credence, and I
Yeah.
think there's a lot more room for growth, and it's a lot more fun than a lot of teams we've discussed cutting.
Mhm.
And like I kind of
I-
I kind of have a
Design
soft
is
spot
just
for
so
hijinks.
bad, though. I can't wrap my head around making something that weirdly bad. Like everything it's built for makes it worse. The wheels are all really tiny. It's got this really jank. I don't think it could. It's like properly invertible. Just everything.
It is. It is.
It is.
It is
It
vertical.
is.
We have seen it inverted. Yeah, it works completely
I-
fine invertible.
I'd like
But
to
clone,
remind
clone,
you,
look at that
Clone,
face.
that
Look
you
at that
you
face.
defended Captain Shredderator earlier, so
Clone, how are you gonna cut that baby? Look at that face.
I want to just point out real quick. You said that they had two opportunities to go to face-offs and dropped out both and weren't able to go both times. Both those happened over a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
They and they're like this is like the other face-off scripts. I'm pretty sure are public info. If they're not, I'll cut it. But they did it like I don't know how the face-off groups are done. Like if BattleBots reaches out or if like teams just go to reach out to BattleBots. I don't work at BattleBots. I live in freaking the Midwest, bro. I don't live in Vegas.
Yeah.
But like again, it's like the fact that it's been over a year since hijinks was asked or tried to show up, right? If they like tried to show up again in like in a proving grounds fight and they ended up having to drop out, like that's one thing. But it's been a year
Yeah, it's
since
fair. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I think it's just a lot of teams just
Like,
wait for like a
but-
better opportunity. Like I
Yeah,
guess
no,
I like it's not like how do I describe this? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. They had the opportunity to show up. They could have like, hey, do you got like any more rookies who want to test bots? Because I want to test hijinks and stuff. I kind of get
Mhm,
that,
yeah.
but I think the difference is that like it's like face-offs, at least with this strain of face-off, like the 2024,
Mhm.
as opposed to the rookies and Battle of the Verts, it was a lot bigger. I think they assumed it would be a lot bigger, and I think they also assumed that it was gonna have like more ad revenue and be released, and like I think there would be
Yeah,
more
no,
incentive to come if Face Off
Yeah.
wasn't
No,
taking ages to
there's-
spawn.
No, I think I think that's fair. It's just look, man. Look, man. We both love hijinks. Hijinks is awesome. I wish hijinks was good. I have said that multiple times on this podcast. I like hijinks. I wish hijinks was good. It's just there's only two good things about hijinks, and that's the driver and the tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is bad.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
three good things. I like the team's good.
Like
I like
it's,
the pink. I like the pink and blue. I like those color schemes, but
you just
it
hate
doesn't
yellow.
work.
That's got to be racist.
It doesn't work
Alright.
well on this like long, thin thing. It's just get a sandwich, bro. You're malnourished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like. I would also
Alright.
like to say it just was okay. At least it wasn't. It like its fall off
Eh,
season was at least just not awful. I guess because
Yeah.
it was like I can excuse some of its losses because like it
okay.
got de-weaponed against Switchback and it got absolutely brutalized by Riptide, but at least it
Okay,
got fights where
Finn,
it could do stuff.
Finn, I really hate to bring this up short. I gotta eat dinner in like 10 minutes, bro. Can we wrap
Yeah.
this up, please?
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Okay,
wrap this
Glitch
up.
Defender.
Okay. So I will say, after all of this debate, we do have a hard 10 that we can cut without needing to debate any bots that had like a tie vote. So obviously we
Hmm.
had our unanimously cuts being Horizon, Ominous, and Overhaul. Our bots that four of us decided to cut were Starchild, Gruff, Captain Shredderator, Emulsifier,
Yeah.
and Triton. So that makes up A the 10th. The last two.
You might as well call Gruff 4.5 because I forgot
Yeah,
about it.
really.
I would have cut it if I didn't forget about it.
So Fusion and Glitch are the other two bots that are being cut because they were 3-2 and they were the
Dang.
only 3-2
Hey,
bot.
Hijinks survived.
Yes! Oh my god!
So yeah,
At
Hijinks
least you get
is-
beat
How the
up.
hell is hijinks survive? What the hell?
I'll say
goodness.
as someone who cut Hijinks, I'm very happy that it survived.
Oh, I'm
somehow.
happy. I'm happy it
Oh wait,
survived.
3
I'm
people did
shocked.
cut Hijinks. Oh no.
3 people cut it?
3 people
I'm,
cut.
I'm,
Can we just?
I'm, res-
I
I'm
like
rescinding
hijinks.
I'm rescinding
I
my
also-
vote on
I'm-
Hijinks.
Or did 4 people
Let it
cut it?
stand.
No, 4 people cut it.
You
No!
bastards!
No. So now we have to debate between fucking what Fusion.
We have a
and
debate
Glitch?
between
God damn it.
Fusion and Glitch. Somebody please
Can
put
we-
something in me.
Can we?
get-
I want to
Okay,
take a glitch.
okay,
I
guys,
want to
guys,
take a
guys,
glitch.
guys,
Let's just keep.
guys,
Okay, I
guys,
feel like we'd
guys,
all.
guys. Can we?
Let's
I
do a
get that
vote.
4 of us cut hijinks. I get 4 of us cut hijinks. Can we just cut those 2 instead and keep hijinks, please? I think
Oh.
hijinks is unironically more fun than both of them.
No,
I-
we have to cut. We
kinda
have to cut
agree.
one. We have to cut
Let's-
one between Glitch and Fusion.
Let's
to
take
make
it to a
sense.
vote.
No, but
Let's take
no,
it to a
I'm
vote.
saying, no.
Bro, we have
No,
to take it to
hear
a vote.
Blaze out! Hear Blaze out!
No,
Hear
hear
Blaze
me out. Hear me out. Hijinks,
No.
hijinks is more fun, and honestly, I would rather see hijinks than either of them. Like I
Okay, but
defended
four-
Glitch
4 of
earlier.
us cut
but-
hijinks though.
Reese is
Yeah,
funny.
me and Zazza rescind our vote.
You can't
I rescind
rescind
my
your
vote.
vote.
Fuck you.
I can't.
No,
No
fuck you.
rescind.
There's no rescinding
You know what?
vote.
Let's cut 11 bots.
Fuck-
Let me
fuck
add in
you,
another
Silver.
robot I
I'm-
want to see.
I'm rescinding my votes on Ominous and Overhaul and putting Blip and Rotator into the chopping block.
I'm going
you
to
feel
mail you a
true.
pipe bomb.
Okay.
Okay.
Reese
let's-
Ewert is really funny, so I think we should cut Glitch because Reese is really silly.
I
mean,
kind of
I-
can get behind that.
If the choice is Fusion and Glitch and we have to cut one,
I,
I don't think that's a
I-
choice at all. I think that's
I know.
super-
I think
It's a
I-
Glitch
I-
public execution.
can we?
Glitch, you are
Okay,
hereby found
okay.
guilty of the state.
Okay. Actually, genuinely, I think it would be more. I think it would actually be more fun to not cut hijinks. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
Oh my fucking
I
god!
actually
Okay,
like
okay,
hijinks so
listen,
much.
Okay, listen. Here's
The
what's gonna
opinion
happen.
right now is that we want to keep hijinks over the 2 bots, Glitch and Fusion.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
we don't.
god!
All right. You know
Okay,
what we're gonna do?
here-
You know what
this
we're
is
gonna
the-
do? I have a solution. We're gonna
Nice.
throw it to the viewers. When this airs, comment below Fusion,
No.
Glitch, or
Okay,
Hijinks.
So here's the
We
thing.
will keep the
Clone,
one you
so
say.
Clone did not put Fusion or Glitch up for elimination. Clone, who do you want to
Oh
cut
my
between the two?
If I had to pick Glitch because it goes against my whole plan for what I wanted to
And
do.
there it is. Okay.
Boo.
So yeah, sorry that I messed up the 10.
I think
So,
no.
If
Here's the
Fusion
thing.
goes, that's
3 of
fine
us
too, but
want
I
to keep
prefer
hijinks.
Glitch because I had a whole plan for Fusion.
Here's
That's-
the thing though. The 3 of us have openly said that we want to keep hijinks in over the
Can we
other
get
two.
all hijinks?
that was
We keep-
the whole point is
want-
that we made these lists beforehand and now we're discussing them with each other.
So-
These are
And
your
now
picks.
we changed
Wait,
our
For a
mind.
bottle if we
so
can't
then
if we
what-
can't sway our fellow voters' minds.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, what
What's
was
the
the
point?
point of sitting around for 2.5 hours talking about this if we're not going to
Yeah.
debate the last couple of things that we aren't sure of?
I've been swayed to fucking keep hijinks, man. I
Are
don't know.
we
I don't.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
I
get
guess
fucking
we're- I guess
canceled
three
by
of
the
us wanna
hijinks
keep-
team.
3 of us want to keep hijinks. I think that's
that
fair to
saves it.
keep
Yeah,
hijinks.
that saves
Only
it,
if its
yeah.
schedule is like Tombstone, Riptide,
I actually,
Witch
Hydra.
Doctor, and
I'm okay with this.
I'm
Like,
okay
if
with
I
that.
get one
I
more
think-
season with this bird, that's all I can
I-
ask
I-
for.
Look,
Like,
it's an
so-
owl. It should
so-
be able to fly. It's fine.
look, Silver. If it was like,
Worst
if
possible
only like me
schedule
and
ever.
Spin wanted to keep hijinks, I think that's a valid argument to be like, no, only 2 of us want to keep it. But the fact that Zaza also wants to keep hijinks around,
That's because
I
Hijinks
think-
is one of Zaz's favorite bots ever since that Curse Fantasy series.
and I also really like hijinks, man.
I mean,
Oh my god.
listen, it's not even about that. It's if the question is Glitch, Fusion, and
Okay.
Hijinks, I genuinely do think Hijinks is the most interesting one to
Hmm.
keep. I think
Yeah.
that provides the most value to the season overall. I think it's the one that's had the best track record in terms of averages. Like
Mm.
Fusion has been, all
In
over
a
the
law of averages,
place.
it would be Glitch, 'cause they had one really
Glitch
good one.
peaked
and one
really
bad
high
one.
and then plummeted into the depths
Yeah.
of hell.
Yeah.
Hijinks has been on a downward slope, but it's been a very gentle one. I
The
think
slope
that
wasn't very
it's a
tall to
fine
begin
enough
with.
robot. It's an interesting robot. It looks very distinct. Fusion kind of has that problem of being a B team thing, and it's an interesting robot. It's that dual weapon, the vert and the horizontal, if it's working, can be really potent.
No,
But
okay.
the fact that when it loses, it is so often just over in 30 seconds. It just immediately starts flaming out.
Mhm.
That's not really all that fun. At least
Yeah.
when Hijinks is
I
getting the crap beaten out of it, it's entertaining.
All right.
I
I will
can I
close
quick
things out here.
actually Silver, can you can you just restate the current 10 bots
Yes.
that have been cut, please?
Horizon, Ominous, Overhaul, Starchild, Gruff, Captain Shredderator, Emulsifier, Triton, Glitch, and Fusion.
Okay. All right, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notifications so that way you never miss another video. Something more outro. Actually, sorry, did you have anything else to say, or was that it?
I guess that's it, especially since we're gonna talk about the added bots, and that'll be the first segment, even though we're recording it second.
Maybe because I don't know how I'll freaking edit. Oh no,
Some
I don't know how
Well,
I'll edit.
based
Type
on the
Airy
conversation,
board
I
here.
think based on the way we were talking in this, I think this one should go up first.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Just
I don't know.
we
just
were
based on
treating
all
this
the
like a first
conversations we
segment.
had.
I'll
This has to be the
figure
first
something
segment, just
out.
based on our conversations.
It's either that or
I'll
Blaze,
figure
we
it
have a
out.
lot of editing to do.
I can.
I'll help edit. I'll
figure.
help edit.
I'll
Very good at
I'll
that.
figure something out. I'll figure something out. Don't worry.
Okay.
Alright.
Anyways, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. That way you never miss another video. Hopefully, part 2 won't take a week and a half to come out this time. Anyways, yeah, have a good one.
Peace.
Bye.
Yay!